Trading right at the beginning of a new FIFA when you only have a couple hundred coins in your account can be overwhelming. Everything is familiar whilst at the same time everything is completely new. And it can throw you off when you see certain players who were going for nothing towards the end of FIFA 21 but now has a price tag starting 10 times higher in FIFA 22. All of this is perfectly fine. Most players feel this every single year. But in this video, I'll be showing you a very simple trading method so that you can get used to everything again. You can start your ultimate team, bring in some coins to your account, and then you can be on your way. Before I do get into the video, if you enjoy the content here and want to see a bit more from me, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. Every single week, we are uploading the latest tutorial so that you can get the most coins out of your ultimate team. So if you do want to stay up to date, then make sure you are following the channel. If you do want to take it a step further, there is a link in the description down below to my second YouTube channel, and over there we are streaming regularly and we're playing a variety of different games. So if you do want to see that, as said, link is in the description down below. Getting back into the video. In a previous video, I went through the bulk bidding trading method. That is by far my favorite trading methods to use all year round. So if you do want to see that, link to that can be found in the description. The methods we're going through today is just as good. I recommend if you're new to FUT to either use that bulk bidding method or to use the method that we're going through in today's video. Towards the end of this video, I will run through the pros and cons of both so that you can make a decision which best suits you. So for this method, we are looking at bronze players, mainly because they can be very expensive, but at the same time, they have no attention. Players aren't really looking to put bids on them, they're only buying them quickly to use them for SBCs, and we can use that. If you go over to search, you can put in these parameters, rare bronze, and then put the max bid to however many coins you have. It's that simple. All you need to do from this point is search. This will give you page after page after page of rare bronze players, and if you really want to, you can go through each and every one just comparing their price. But this is going to take a long time, and not just that, the players that you search unfortunately aren't guaranteed to be good deals. The best thing that you can do is actually go across. Just keep on going across each player until you see a player with a bid on. If you find a player with a bid on, it most likely means that that player has a much higher buy now, so that's why players are trying to bid to get them cheaper. This has always been a very simple trick that you can use with bronze and silver cards to tell whether or not a player is going to be good to trade with. Especially if you are going to be doing what we're doing, where we are just straight up searching the market without any research. Once you find a player like this, you want to add them to your watch list and then you want to compare their price. The reason that you want to add them to your watch list and not just compare the price is because there is a bit of an issue with FIFA. Sometimes when you compare a player's price, you'll check, look around, and they could potentially be a very good deal, but once you go back to the market, unfortunately that player has disappeared. So by adding them to the watch list, if that player does disappear, you can quickly just press Y or triangle depending what platform you're on, head back over to your watch list, and there you'll find the player that you added earlier. You can then place a bid on them if it's still suitable for you to make profit. So just add them to your watch list. When you compare the player's price, what you're looking out for is the lowest buy now for that specific player. If the current bid on the transfer market is 150 coins and the lowest buy now is 1000 coins, then it only makes sense for you to put a 200 coin bid in. The fact that we are dealing with bronze players means that there's not going to be too many of that specific player being listed on the market. You'll find maybe 1-2 pages of each player. If you come across a player with 150 coin bid on, you compare that player's price and their lowest buy now is 250 coins, and then do not make any bids whatsoever. There's no point of you putting a 200 coin bid for you to list that player at 250. You're going to be making next to no profit from that after the 5% EA tax. And there's still a chance that once you list it for 250 coins by now, that someone could actually bid 200 coins, in which at that point you will be making a loss. You're really looking for players with their buy nows being a couple hundred coins above the current bid for the player that you came across. And that's for the minimum. What you're really looking out for are players that are going for 150 coins bid but can actually sell for around 2000 coins, and this does happen more often than not. It might confuse some of you guys watching this video of why certain bronze players are going for 2000 coins, and it comes down to two reasons. First reason is that not so many people are opening bronze packs, especially this year considering EA have taken away the 400 coin packs. There's only 750 coins, so not as many players are going going through the bronze pack method. This has made certain bronze players being extremely rare. What makes these players expensive is the demand. Just because these are bronze players does not mean that there isn't a fan base around that specific player or that specific team that he plays for. So those types of people will be buying the players that fit within the team that they support, no matter what the team is, no matter the quality of the player. Another reason is that bronze players will be used for different types of SBCs that are currently within the game, as well as different types of SBCs that will be added later on. Once you put this demand together with the low amount of supply within the game, it just makes sense for these bronze players to push up to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 coins. And you may even stumble across some other players which are even more expensive. As some of these players are going for a ridiculous amount, it will lead to you sometimes getting into a bidding war. This is perfectly fine, it's even expected. It won't be every single time. Maybe 7 out of the 10 players that you bid on you'll be able to have within your watch list with no competition, and they'll expire and you'll win the deal. But those 3 out of 10 players will be players that you'll have to go into a bidding war, and this is where you need to make the judgment. Sometimes it is worth trying to outbid your opponent because of how much the player will be selling for, but there's other times where you'll be bidding just for 100 coins, and there's really no point in you doing that. So you just need to make the judgment of whether or not it's worth you bidding on that player. What I tend to do is bid on 5 or 10 different players at the exact same time. I'll just quickly go through the market, find a player, add them to my watch list, compare their price, bid on them if they're a good deal, and as soon as I bid, back out, go onto the transfer market, find another player, and keep this going as quickly as possible. After about 30 seconds to a minute, I will head back to my watch list to see which deals I managed to win, which deals I've lost, and if there's been any players that's been outbidded with some time still left on the clock. And that's where I'll make that decision of whether or not I'll actually put another bid in. Once my watch list gets a bit crowded with there being around 2 pages worth of bronze players, that's when I'll send them all to my transfer list and list them on the market. Yet again, for each player, just before listing, I'll compare their price, find their lowest buy now, take about 100 coins away, and then that will be the price in which I list my bronze player. If anyone was to search that specific player trying to buy them, they will come up to mine, which will be the lowest on the market, and hopefully that person will be buying my card rather than anyone else's. Should say that because we are dealing with bronze players, not every single time they'll sell. There'll be a lot of times in which you do need to relist, and when you relist, you do need to compare the player prices again. Sometimes when dealing with bronze cards, you'll be able to buy a player for 200 coins, and when you compare the price, the cheapest on the market is around 2,000 coins. You list them for about 1,500, making a very nice amount of profit, but once you come back an hour later, compare that player's price again, unfortunately he's gone down to around 500 coins. Now the good thing is that you're still making profit in this situation, but you're not making as much. This happens quite a lot of the time. Other times you get the complete reverse, where you've managed to get a player for 200 coins, they're selling for about 400 coins at the time, but unfortunately they didn't sell. And by the time you come back, compare that player's price, miraculously he's gone up to 1,500. You can then list him at a higher price, and sometimes they will actually sell. This is just a crazy fluctuation that you have to deal with when you're dealing with players where there's only a page or two. Sometimes it works against you, sometimes it works for you. Now, as said at the beginning, there is only 2 trading methods that I use right at the start of a new Ultimate team. This is either bulk bidding or the bronze trader method, and which one you use is entirely up to you. You should know the pros and cons of both though. With bulk bidding, it takes less time. You find a player, bid on that player until you fill your watch list, and then after that, you're completely done. You just need to wait for them to expire, which may take 20 minutes, but in that time, you don't actually need to look at the players. You can do whatever it is you want to do. You can play matches, complete SBCs, build your team. But with the bronze trader method, it's far more active. If you want to get a lot of players, you need to continuously search the market, bid and win. If you do take time away from that to play matches, complete SBCs, then that's taken time away from you to be able to trade and find players. With the bronze trader method, it is cheaper and gives a much higher chance of you potentially being able to 5x or even 10x your coins. There will be many occasions where you get a player for 200 coins and you'll be able to sell them for around 2,000 coins. It happens more often than you think. But with bulk bidding, it's extremely unlikely that you'll even double your coins with the amount of coins that you're putting in, let alone being able to 5x or 10x your coins. So even though it does take a bit more time, it can be a lot more rewarding depending on your luck and the players that you stumble across. With bulk bidding, it is more expensive. It works best when you're in a position to completely fill your watch list. This is 50 players. Of course, you can use bulk bidding with just 1,000 coins. It's not quite the same though. You'll be able to get 3 common gold cards at 300 coins or 1 rare card at 600 or 650. Whereas if you had 1,000 coins and you went through this bronze method, you'll be able to get 5 players at 200 coins. You can, of course, pick whichever trading method you want to with as many coins as you currently have. It's entirely up to you. My recommendation, if you are just starting FIFA Ultimate Team for the first time, you've managed to collect some of the coins from your objectives, maybe you've played your first couple matches and you've got a couple thousand coins in your account. I recommend starting off with the bronze trader method. Try to build up to around 5, maybe even 10,000 coins. Once you've done that, that's when you can move over to bulk bidding because it's better suited. You'll be able to get more players in your watch list, equaling you making more profit per hour. But right at the beginning, because of how cheap bronze players are and the potential that you can make from those players, it just makes sense for you to start with this method. But that said, it is entirely up to you. Anyway guys, this is another trading method that you can use right at the beginning of Ultimate Team, which will make you thousands of coins very quickly. This really can help kickstart your journey in Ultimate Team. If you do have any questions, then please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. But anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going to see ya.